And South River High School football. Tonight's a matchup between the Cardinals of St. Peter's and the South River Rams. Well, hi everybody, I'm Craig Scupp along with Mark Gregory. And tonight, Mark, the Rams, their second game on this season, their first night game, take on the 0-2 Cardinals of St. Peter's. Different club than last year. Last year, the Rams clobbered by St. Peter's 35-6 at Denny. The year before, the Rams beat the Cardinals 42-14 here. So it's been a series of blowouts the last couple of years.
A seesaw battle. The Rams do have the better team this year coming in. The Cardinals young. They lost their coach last year. They had an impressive team last year. I think the Rams are the favorite.
Rams are obviously the favorite. The Cardinals last year, the parochial B South champs. Of course, Sal Mistretta took a coaching job down the shore. Tom Gargiula in his first year have two losses. Bishop Bar 17-6. Of course, the Rams opened up with a win, 6-point win over Bishop Bar last week, and clobbered last week by New Brunswick 38-0. And of course, Dave Shinowski has graduated, and Jeff White. The club's been hurt by graduation.
True. Shinowski's at Rutgers now, and Chipkowski. The Cardinals are going to have to key on Chipkowski tonight. He's the big man for South River. Their key man. He's going to carry the ball 80% of the time. I said it last week. They're just going to have to play him tough and key on him. That's the key. South River not that much of a passing team. As we saw last week, they had to resort to the flea flickers.
Most of the passing for the Rams came late in the fourth quarter. Michael Lepore was 7 for 10 for 125 yards, and really the big pass was by sophomore Jim Mackwitz to Joe May, set up Joe Chipkowski's third touchdown on the afternoon.
True, and then the other one was just a screen pass, went for 76 yards. So I think the Cardinals are going to have their work cut out for them tonight.
See some of the St. Peter's captains, number 56, Jimmy Hayes, number 34, Glenn Fleming, and number 65, Darren English. Sid Crawford and Michael Lepore out for South River, along with Joe Chipkowski and John Murphy. The Rams last week very close to a loss. Bishop Bar had a play at the end where they lost the ball on a touchback, but the kind of game the Rams had to win, and they came up big.
You have to give them credit. They won the game. That's the bottom line. The scoreboard, on the scoreboard, they won it.
Lifetime series, the Rams lead the Cardinals 19-2-1. It's really been tightened up the last couple of years. The Rams for so many years had their way with the Cardinals, but the Cardinals, we mentioned, a tough squad last year, won the parochial B, and really no match for the Rams last year.
No, the Rams were definitely outclassed last year. And this year, I don't think the Rams should take them lightly. They come into this game after just edging St. Thomas, or Bishop Bar, excuse me.
Mark, last year, a lot of controversy over that game. Sal Mistretta, then the coach of the Cardinals. A lot of people felt he left the starters in late in the fourth quarter. They finally won that game 35-6, and a lot of bad blood. I don't think Sal Mistretta is not here this year. He's down the shore. But the Rams and Bill Shutera, you know, they wanted to beat Bishop Bar because they lost their opener bad last year, and they want to beat the Cardinals bad this year.
True, they do. I think a little revenge factor comes in, and that's what we're looking for, a hard-hitting battle. I know South River is going to be gunning for it.
The officials for tonight's game, the referee is Ray Kelton. Tom Heffernan is the umpire. The line judge is Clarence Davis. The linesman is Larry Pierce, and the clock operator is Tom Stasiak. So the Rams in the road gray trimmed with maroon. St. Peter's in the home red trimmed with white. First night contest on the air for Bill Shuteri's squad. They have one more on the road against Hometown. We were talking on the ride coming in. Rams always seem to play, no matter what squad they have, so tentative here for some reason, Memorial Stadium.
They do. In the past, against New Brunswick, they just they don't play well here. Maybe it's the ride over to the stadium. I don't know, but they always seem to play tense for some reason.
And the Rams will make a change in defense. Some talk in the preseason that Sid Crawford would see a lot of action at middle linebacker. They've put him back at tackle. He'll play tackle along with Bill Shern. His brother Larry Crawford will be at nose guard, and defensive ends will be Paul Barkalow, who played well, and John Murphy. But the linebackers this week, a bit of a change. You have Joe Chipkowski. Guard Smalley will start, along with Todd Check. So Bill Shuteri's mixing it up. He's got Sid back on the line.
Sure, I think that's a smart move. Sid is a big player. He is a lineman now. He's not really a linebacker. And I think that Garth Smalley proved himself last week with a good game, some good tackles, and it's a good decision.
So Michael Lepore will kick off. T.K. Dorsey, number 22, is back deep for St. Peter's. Short kick. Hernandez on the run back, trying to cut to the outside, finally driven out of bounds by number 47, Tom Eicher, and a little bit of a sloppy special team play there by South River.
Yeah, well, we always do. The punt team, especially teams, always been hard to work with because you got to put a lot of your young kids in there to fill in, and a lot of the starters don't play on the specialty teams, and you really have a young squad in there. When you kick off, you punt.
Changing the starting lineup, Billy Fox was thought to be the scheduled starter. They're going with number 12, Rich Marine, a freshman, 6'1", will set the Cardinal offense on the next play. A penalty flag on the very first play against South River. So Rich Marine, surprise, freshman getting the start.
Well, they're trying to build probably for the future. Bill Fox will be put back at tailback. Junior, 6'1", 170 pounds, good size. Probably a smart move. Probably a better runner than a quarterback.
So Tom Gargiula's squad 0-2, mixing it up. To number 1, Cliff Howard, wide to the left. Stay on the ground, go right side to Dorsey. So a bit of a shakeup in the St. Peter's offense. Let's run down the split ends. Cliff Howard will see some action in the split end along with Franklin Coleman. The tackles will be Rodney Britton and Richard White. The guards will be Darren English and Jim Hayes. And Joe Schohammer will be the center. Rich Marine starts at quarterback. We mentioned Billy Fox will see action at tailback. Right now TK Dorsey is in at tailback. Again, Cliff Howard is wide to the left. Cardinals working out of the eye. And we get a whistle.
Craig, you know, last week I was going to comment on that. There wasn't that many penalty flags. And now this week we start out with 2 quick ones, and it's going to be offsides on the Rams.
Second straight offside. Rams were penalty-free basically against Bishop Bar. Surprising for an opening game.
We didn't mention that. We always dwell on penalties. Here we are, hurting ourselves, beating ourselves.
So it'll be a first down for St. Peter's. They'll spot the ball.
First and 5 from midfield.
Ball's at the 50-yard line. First and 5 for a Cardinal first down. Stay on the ground once again. Nice defense there by South River. Hernandez gets the carry. Alberto Hernandez Jr. wears number 46. The Rams, I know, is Bill Shuteri alternating a lot in the secondary. Bob Ballas is out there now. Art Diem has seen some action wearing number 21.
Second and 4 for St. Peter's.
Art Diem's the safety, and looks like Joe Drum on the other side as defensive halfback. Second and 4. Stay on the ground. Nice hit there by Sid Crawford.
Jarrett on the carry.
Number 20, Roy Jarrett, 5'11" sophomore.
Third and 2 for St. Peter's.
So 3rd and 2 for a Cardinal first down. 9:45 remaining, first quarter. Handoff once again to Jarrett, and has enough for the first down. Cardinals appear fired up here in the first quarter.
But they got helped out by 2 5-yard penalties. So now they're keeping their drive going. Rams are just going to have to
That's a Cardinal first down.
not make those mistakes and just play tough. Take away the penalties, and they might be in a punting situation.
Ball on 43.
So Cliff Howard is wide to the left. They work out of the pro set, 2 backs in the backfield. Right now going with a double tight end offense, straight up the middle to Dorsey.
Greg, St. Peter's, not anything fancy, just off right tackle, off left tackle, right up the middle. It's been working so far.
Crawford, number 46.
Larry Crawford making the stop, the nose guard. Substitution for St. Peter's. Hernandez comes back on. Hernandez got a yard. 2nd and 9. We've played 3 minutes here, quarter number 1. Which Marine on the ground. Once again, Hernandez runs right into Larry Crawford with some help from John Murphy, a whole host of Ram tacklers.
Yes. Nothing going on the left side of that line for St. Peter's. Good tackling. The Rams can't arm tackle. They have to really put their shoulder in and wrap their arms. They can't let the runners. South River have been giving up the big play too many times
3rd and 10 for St. Peter's.
the last couple of years.
Cards lost a yard. 3rd and 10. This time Howard is wide to the right. Number 20, Roy Jarrett, has come into the ball game for St. Peter's. Could be the first pass attempt for the freshman. Marine back to throw. Has time. Looking deep. Nearly intercepted. Right through the hands of Bob Ballas. Should have been caught, but
What game was it a couple years ago that no receivers, they were dropping everything? I don't know what year that was, Cook. I mean, again, the Rams just have a tough time in the stadium.
was obviously at night the lights playing the fact, but that was right in his hands, and so it'll be a punting situation. So number 10, Dave DeFeos, sophomores come on. Joe Chipkowski is back deep for South River. Line drive, boot off the side of his foot, takes a St. Peter's roll down to about the 11-yard line. So this will be the first Ram offensive series. Let's run down the Ram offense. Bob Ballas will be the wide receiver. The tackles are Bill Shern and Sid Crawford. Dennis Nowicki and Joe Drum are the guards. John Murphy starts as center. And Joe May and Mike Dean will see action at tight end. Mike Lepore is the quarterback. Joe Chipkowski at tailback. The fullback will be Tom Chipkowski. And Gart Smalley will start at wingback. We'll set the Cardinal lineup in a second. Their ends are T.K. Dorsey and Glenn Fleming. First offensive play for South River. Gart Smalley, 5'10" junior, gets the first call, brought down by number 34, Glenn Fleming.
It was a counter play, Craig.
Gain of about 4. 2nd and 6 for South River.
So 2nd and 6 for South River. Tom Chipkowski. As Joe Chipkowski goes in motion. Tom Chipkowski off left side gets the call.
Chipkowski on the carry. Headed by English and Dorsey.
So 3rd down now for South River. Lost a yard. 3rd and 7. Cardinal secondary, Cliff Howard, Roy Jarrett, Darius James, and Alex Martin. Lepore fumbled and fell on it, penalty flag, and Lepore had trouble with the snap last week.
I was just going to say that. Can't. It's a wasted down. You got it. You should be familiar enough with your center at this point in the stage. Both seniors played together last year. Should have no trouble getting that snap. That should be automatic.
Charge to South River.
So it'll be 4th down for South River. Actually, St. Peter's now decided to take the penalty. So 3rd and 10 now for South River.
5 yards against South River.
Ball's back at the 12-yard line of South River.
Well, that's actually better for South River, Craig. They get another shot at it. They have to go up in the air with it anyway.
Bob Ballas, number 82, is wide to the right. Single man coverage on Ballas. Steve Lepore throws here, looking to throw. Over the middle of Ballas, nearly picked off. Through the hands of number 20, Roy Jarrett. Could have been a costly turnover there.
Might have went for a touchdown. Never know. Anyway, the Rams now forced a punt. Now they're back deep. It looks like the Cardinals are winning the field position battle as of right now. Early 6:03 left. So.
Jarrett and Hernandez are deep for the Cardinals.
Hernandez is back deep along with Roy Jarrett. Rams did not have that great a field position as Craig Bailey will punt for South River last week against Bishop Bar. Rams started deep in their territory most of the ball game.
Bailey.
Penalty flag as Bailey gets off a high boot. Roy Jarrett feels it, breaks a tackle, and finally wrestled down by Sid Crawford. But a penalty flag on the play, and we'll wait from the referee, Ray Kelton. It'll be against South River.
Illegal motion against South River.
So we mentioned Rams penalty free against Bishop Bar. 3 flags already against South River. Check that 4.
Those flags will kill you, Craig.
Motion penalty against South
They're
River.
beating themselves. They're not even really getting a chance. The field position is
Ball on the 38.
insane in the Cardinals' favor. The Rams not playing well so far. Mentally not in this game.
Now in the Rams second, number 47 is Tom Eicher. So 1st and 10 Cardinals at the Ram 38-yard line. 5:45 remaining. First quarter, no score. Straight up the middle. TK Dorsey, the sophomore, gets a couple. Hit down by guard Smalley with help from Sid Crawford. Official timeout on the field as an injured Cardinal. So as they give attention to that Cardinal player, let's take a break. So that injured player, Mark, was the center, Joe Shellhammer, number 50, 5'9" junior, comes off the field.
Ball's on the 30-yard line. 2nd and 7.
We'll call it 2nd and 7 for a Cardinal first down. Pitch, loses control, ball is loose. And Roy Jarrett, that time a high pitch for Maureen.
Play. Roy Jarrett. I think it was a little too. It wasn't his fault. I think it was the quarterback. He just did not get the. Rich Moran just like lofted that ball.
Lost for about 7 yards that time.
46.
3rd and 17 for St. Peter. 46-yard line of South River. They'll send number 1, Cliff Howard. Wide to the right, work out of the eye. Try to go left side this time, and Hernandez is racked up. Looks like John Murphy on the stop. John had a good ball game last week against Bishop Bar.
Pretty tough at defensive end. Right there. He was right there. Read the play well. Was in the backfield. Made a nice tackle.
Ball is now placed on 49 of St. Peter's.
So punting situation now for St. Peter's. 4th down. Joe Chipkowski, Gart Smalley, and Bob Ballas are back deep. Punter is Dave DeFeo. Where's number 10? And this time motion against St. Peter's. A lot of flags here in the first quarter.
Again, like I said, I brought that up. I said, last week, not too many flags. And this week, maybe it's the referees. I don't know. I just don't see how the Rams can come out 1 week and be so error-free as talking mentally, and then come back this week and just be out of it.
Rams are putting 10 men on the line. The lone back is Joe Chipkowski. The boot from DeFeo, close to being blocked. Nice pressure there by Larry Crow. Gets a beautiful kick away. Fielded by Chipkowski. Cuts to the left side of the field. Has some running room. Finally driven out of bounds by number 57, Rodney Britton. So a nice boot by DeFeo and nice run back.
Good move by Joe Chipkowski picking that punt up. Like I said last week, the Rams in the past never picking up punts, always playing punts terribly. Did the right thing he should have tried to get under that ball and catch it in the air. That's the big thing. You got to catch a punt in the air.
The Rams will take over.
They always let it bounce.
34-yard line.
Now they have some decent field position to work with.
First and 10 from the South River 34-yard line. Rams stay on the ground here off the left side. Gart Smalley getting the carry. Rams using Gart Smalley, the wingback, a lot more than they did in the first game.
Usually the Rams don't utilize the wingback that much. Usually a blocking back.
You should know you were a wingback.
And maybe he's proven to be pretty tough this year so far. Good on defense. I heard last week he wasn't, after reviewing the films, that he wasn't blocking well, but maybe they think he'll be a better runner.
Number 21, Art Diem has come on. Pick up a 4th, 2nd, and 6. Joe Chipkowski this time. Not much blocking there. Runs into number 67, Russell Jackson.
Greg, the freshman won yesterday, 20-6. We got some new coaches. My brother Bob Gregory coaching with Glenn O'Dada. They lost their first one to St. Thomas, 9-0, or something to that. A touchdown and a safety, but the freshman 1-1 on the year.
Now a 3rd and 6, approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Stay on the ground, and Joe Chipkowski trying to cut around the outside. The number 22, T.K. Dorsey, in on the stop. The Rams get enough for a first down. Again, bear with us, Mark. It's very difficult to see from Memorial Stadium. We're really far back here in the field. There was a game here last night, New Brunswick beating Metuchen. So the field is lined, but it's difficult to pick up yardage and tacklers from our position.
Very difficult. The window's dirty, smudged. So we'll just have to watch the monitor.
Rams in tight on this first offensive play. No wide receivers. Joe Chipkowski around left side has running room. Knocked out of bounds by number 56 by Jim Hayes, 6'1" junior, one of the co-captains of the Cardinals. I mentioned Joe Chipkowski is the key. Last week ran 212 total yards. I think most of them coming in the fourth quarter. They had that big play with Joe Chipkowski. Had a 76-yard catch. But that fourth quarter was really the most productive offensive-wise.
Exciting game. Definitely a crowd pleaser.
Bob Ballas wide right. Joe Chipkowski around the right side now. Trying to cut around the outside. We got a penalty flag as he's wrestled down by Cliff Howard and Roy Jarrett.
Probably holding her at Cliff. You would imagine, as we look at the refs consulting, Chipkowski just shows a little frustration there. And then clipping, like I said, when you get an end around like that, usually the whole, it's a hold or a clipping.
Hurts the Rams. The drive was the best one thus far of the game, and setting them back a bit.
Mentally, just breaking down. And there's nothing that really a coach could do, when players break down like this, and it's really hard to deal with it because all week you drill and practice to block correctly, come off the line together, and then game time comes. I guess first quarter jitters maybe.
Rams showing more jitters in this contest than they did against the opening one against Bishop Bar. We mentioned there's something about this stadium. The Rams, all the games seem to follow a similar pattern.
True. And last week, the Rams showed a lot of poise coming from behind. I think this week they look tense, like they don't want to open up.
So 2nd and 18. Art Diem is wide to left. Lepore back to throw. Under pressure, has to scramble. Still going, has a running room, cutting back inside, breaking towards the outside, finally wrestled down by Darius James.
Nice running by Michael Lepore, showing some good moves.
Brought down by Darius James.
Good. Now there was nothing there. A smart move. Very smart.
Picked up the first down, 18 yards on that.
That's right.
For the South River first down.
Great move. You got it. If there's nothing there, either you're going to get sacked, go down with the ball, or run like that.
To go in the first quarter.
Don't just throw it up there for grabs.
Bill Shutteri's been saying about Michael Laporte. As opposed to last year, he's got maturity and confidence. He won't throw the bad pass, and there he had no receiver, and he made something of a busted play.
That's right. And that's what the Rams always had in the past. And I think he's proven that he can do the job.
First and 10 for the Rams.
There was a little,
Inside the 45.
preseason there was controversy who was going to quarterback. Mike Dean was fighting for the position. They elected to go with Laporte.
Rams first and 10 from the Cardinal 44, and they lose a couple there.
Dorsey, number 22.
TK Dorsey, number 22, on the stop. And sometimes that play is just, like we said last week, going to the well once too often.
True. Maybe they should try to counter like they did with Garth Smoy, opening play of the game. It was a strong left. They countered to him. Maybe trap a little, get some holes opened up instead of just straight around the end. But if you call a play and the players execute well, it's going to work.
That was probably the final play of the first quarter. Now 4 seconds. So that'll do the score after 1 here at Memorial Stadium. South River nothing and St. Peter's nothing. Next up along with Mark Gregory. First play of the second quarter. 2nd and 12 for South River. Bob Ballast, the wide out to the right. Backs are split. Laporte a throw on 2nd down. Swings it out to Chipkowski. Has some running room around the right side. Wrestled down by number 57, Rodney Britton, 5'9" senior. A little diversity there, a little swing pass out of the backfield.
A good play. Last week they tried that. Chipkowski dropped the pass. This week looks like they got their timing together. So they'll have a 3rd and 5.
A 3rd and a long 5 for a Ram first down.
What do you do here, Craig?
They'll probably, I say go to the air. Laporte's got some confidence. Larry Crawford has come on as tailback, replacing Joe Chipkowski. So we know Joe won't be going around the outside this time. Smalley has the first down. Late flag, and we'll get the word. He has enough for the first down.
Smalley brought down by Alec Martin. Flags were thrown on the play.
Against South River, it appears. That's a crusher. Nice run by guard.
Beautiful. I said before, give a little counter to him, or they're probably looking for Chipkowski.
And there's another flag thrown on the play.
So it could be also an unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, it is. You know what it is, Mark? That penalty came so late. There was no need to even block because Garth had the hole. He went for it, got about 10 yards in the carry, was finally wrestled down, and that play was still at the line of scrimmage. So I guess Bill Shutteri must have said something to one of the officials, and you saw Ray Kelton hit the Rams with another flag, and the Rams are going good here, and they're hurting themselves.
That's right, mental mistakes. And here again, they stopped their drive. Most likely to, unless they come up with a big play, which...
Now here's the 15-yard marker for unsportsmanlike conduct. That's a rare call, though.
It is. Oh, yeah. Go with the flea flicker here. Why not? Try it. It worked last week.
Rams are back at their own 38-yard line now. That play by Garth Smalley would have possibly, I think, put them inside the 20. So now a 3rd and 33. Tough to say what the Rams will do here. Joe Chipkowski comes back into the ballgame, replacing Larry Crawford. Bob Ballast, wide receiver to the right. Laporte a throw. It's a screen play. Complete to Tom Chipkowski, but he is wrestled down. Didn't fool Rod Britton. The Rams are going to be about 25 yards shy of a first down. Hurt themselves that time.
Yeah, they did. They stopped their drive. the Rams now they're going to have to punt it away. And they had the field, but they had the opportunity. They shut the door themselves.
So Craig Bailey will come on. Roy Jarrett, number 20, and Alberto Hernandez, number 46, are back deep.
Jarrett and Hernandez deep.
The boot by Bailey, fielded by Hernandez. Fumble, ball is loose. And it appears St. Peter's has it. That'll drive a coach crazy when a punt returner fumbles that ball.
Well, Craig, a thing like that, the Rams have to capitalize. They have to get that ball. Make the breaks. Don't wait for the breaks.
8-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Cardinals, 10:22 to play, quarter number 2. So number 1, Cliff Howard is wide to the left, working out of the I formation. Alec Martin goes in motion. Stay on the ground to Hernandez. Get down by Joe Chipkowski with some help from Art Diem.
Craig, I guess Mike Dean hurt. Not at
You
the
haven't
safety
seen him.
position. Last year he came limping. Last week, came limping off with his ankle. Maybe his ankle. I'm not sure. And I guess they got Art Dean back there now. No relation. It's
Second of 2, second and 8.
Also have Tom Eicher, number 47, is in the secondary now. 2nd and 8. Stay on the ground once again. Diem and Chipkowski bringing down the ball carrier, T.K. Dorsey.
And Craig, that safety position for South is an integral part of the team. They're supposed to make good percent of the tackles because nobody's blocking them. They read their key and they got to come up hard.
Substitutions for the Rams, Dennis Nowicki and Bill Shern come back on, placing guard Smalley. And Craig Bailey go off. 9 minutes to play here in the first half. Cardinals stay on the ground, close to a first down. Paul Barklow in on the stop.
That time, good blocking by the Cardinals. 77. Dennis Nowicki was really, he got taken out of the play, and he's coming out of the game now. In comes Garth Smalling.
So 1st and 10 Cardinals, they're at their own 48-yard line. T.K. Dorsey off left tackle for about 7.
And the other side now, Bill Sherman just missed the tackle that time. Again, they're not getting to him at the line of scrimmage. The linebackers are making the tackles, and the Rams the line has to bear down and dig in here.
Substitution for the Cardinals. Now Billy Fox, number 16, has come in at quarterback, replacing Rich Marine. Right into the heart of the Ram defense, Barkalow, Sid Crawford. That was Dorsey once again on the carry. So I guess Tom Gargiulo feels Rich Marine, the freshman, got some experience, really didn't move the club that well. He's only a freshman, so Billy Fox, the expected starter, a 6'1 junior, is in the ball game now. 3rd and 5. 7:35 to play here in the first half. No score, Rams and Cardinals. Fox staying on the ground to Hernandez.
Let's hope the quarterback change isn't like last week when Hoboloski came in and just sparked Bishop Barr. Let's hope that you go with the junior now, a little more experience and a lot more experience probably.
And we have an official timeout for a measurement.
So right now we're going to get a measurement of that carry by Alberto Hernandez.
Correct. When you change up on quarterbacks like that, you know, sometimes the timing is off with receivers and the guy comes in, he's cold. It's tough to do right in the middle of a game for no apparent, just switch quarterbacks.
Cardinals looks like an inch is short for first down, so it'll be
They'll probably go.
3rd and inches.
They're going to go. it's third.
The Cardinals are short.
Fourth. Check that fourth down.
It'll be fourth down, less than a yard.
Unless South River stops him in the backfield. Pierce, I'd probably go with the quarterback sneak right here.
Backs are Jarrett, and it looks like Glenn Fleming. Check that TK Dorsey in that fullback. Dorsey dives off left side for a couple of yards, and he gets the Cardinals first down. They're both clubs staying on the ground here, Mark.
And showing the clock up at that. 7:01 left. And not much excitement here in the first half.
The ball's at the South River 39-yard line. First and 10 Cardinals. Backfield of TK Dorsey and Roy Jarrett. Jarrett on the handoff off left side for a couple. Rams giving up too much yardage on the ground.
True, they're getting beat right at the line of scrimmage. The big lineman not doing the job. And linebackers, like I said before, making a lot of the tackles. So that's where the battle is won on the line of scrimmage by St. Peter's. They're going to put the ball in the end zone.
Again, the Cardinals out of the I formation. Cliff Howard, the wide out to the right. They on the ground. Hernandez trying to get her on the outside. Raced by Chipkowski and wrestled down. Fumbled the ball out of bounds.
Gained a couple yards on the fumble.
I guess Mark, you said he didn't even play first half. That unsportsmanlike conduct penalty hurt the Rams in addition to that other 15 yards. Really sent them back.
It really did. It really stopped an impressive drive, just like St. Peter's now, sort of the same type of drive, running the ball mostly, eating up the clock.
Barry Zarvis, number 81, is wide to the left. They stay on the ground, and Dorsey runs right into Joe Chipkowski, and Joe's been sharp here in the first half.
True, he has been. Again, standout for South River, and he's going to be doing, all year he's going to be a standout. By far the best athlete on the team. And
of course, a super offensive performance against Bishop Bar. 3 touchdowns, one off a 25-yard interception, a 76-yard catch, and a 1-yard run that won the game. So it'll be fourth and a long one.
Fourth and about 2.
For St. Peter's. Zarvis again wide to the left. Where's number 81? Stay on the ground and close to a first down as Dorsey carries. You have to get a measurement. That extra effort may have gotten him the first down.
Bill Sherman had him in the backfield, just didn't wrap his arms. And lunged forward for that.
And we'll get our second measurement here in the first half as Ray Kelton, the referee, asks for an official timeout. Stops the clock, 5:14. I think the Cardinals definitely had the edge in ball control. Rams have not had the ball that long.
They've only had the ball probably total 4 minutes the whole period, the whole first half, and 4 or 5 minutes. And now and the defense is going to be on the field that long. They're gonna first down for St. Peter, so their drive stays alive. And if the defense is on the field that long, you know they're going to break down at one point or another. They're going to get tired.
Rams defense got to get fired up. They don't look fired up.
Maybe it's the stadium.
So first and 10 at the Ram 28-yard line. Martin goes in motion. Jarrett is upended by...
Jarrett on the carry, upended by number 73, Bill Shern.
Well, Bill Shern, you just mentioned him. He got fired up that time.
He was in the backfield the last play, and he just didn't wrap his arms. Made the hit.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 for the Cardinals.
Second and 10 for St. Peter's. Kind of play they needed on the last play to stop.
Yeah, and they had that. He just did not make the tackle. Just hit and bounced off.
Cardinals out of the eye as Martin goes in motion. 4.5 to play first. Fox back to throw over the middle. Incomplete. They wanted interference on Tom Eicher.
It's so hard today in any level of sport, be it high school, college, or even the pros to call interference. It's just such a controversial call. When do you call it? You know, it's just such a tough call. And I would not want to be a ref in that situation.
So Dennis Nowicki leaves the ball game. Rams will bring in another back.
So, are we going to play 20-20 football tonight? Either team not able to just get down to that certain point and just not be able to go any further.
3rd and 10 for St. Peter's. Jarrett goes in motion. Swing play. Complete to Jarrett, and he is upended by Joe Chipkowski. Joe, not fool, only got about 2 yards on that catch.
Rams read that play well. Good execution, and so we're going to have 4th now and about 8. Oh, they'll have to go for it here, so 4th and 8. I'd look for a screen pass here or something deep over the middle. Probably won't go to the corners. I'd say something over the middle.
TK Dorsey comes out of the ball game, placed by number 32, Darius James. 4th down and 8, 3:40 to play here in the first half. Martin once again goes in motion. Fox to throw under pressure, gets it away, intercepted by Tom Eicher. Wrestled down finally by Cliff Howard. That was the same play the Cardinals ran before. This time Tom Eicher able to get in front of Cliff Howard, his first interception on the year.
Great play. I just don't want to look down. Should have just knocked the ball down. Rams would have gained about 10 yards on the play. But then again, Eicher's a young player. He did the right thing. But
Eicher, a 5'11" sophomore, biggest play of his varsity career thus far.
What I'm saying. He probably wasn't considering the situation, but again, the Rams get the ball back. Fine. Let's go with it from there.
They'll start this drive 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. Pitch left side to Chipkowski. Not much blocking. And loses about 3 yards. Wrestled out of bounds.
I think St. Peter's knows that play well by now.
By Darius James. I don't know what the Rams' offense is going to be. If they're going to pass. They're deep in their own territory. We're under 3 minutes in the first half. Bill could play cautious.
2-minute offense. And you want to put something up on the board. You don't want to be cautious. It's 0-0. You got to go for it.
2nd and 11 from the 16.
So 2nd and 11 for South River. Laporte to throw. Decides to scramble. Has some running room across the 20. Knocked out about the 24-yard line. Driven out of bounds by number 34, Glenn Fleming, 6'1" senior. And Mike, a lot more confident. Rarely scrambled last year. Has done it twice tonight.
Well, he got out of bounds, stopped the clock. That's the important thing. He picked up a couple yards. A nice run.
3rd and 3.
Rams with a 3rd and 3. Stops the clock. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to play here in the first half. No score. And Rams jumping offside. Sid Crawford and Bill Shuren that time.
Well, again, we don't want to dwell on it. They just deviated, mental breakdown, and it's going to cost them.
Now it's a 3rd and 8. It's a 3rd and 3. Could change the call here.
Probably going to go with something up the middle. Just a guess. But now they're going to have to pass.
Rams back at their own 19-yard line. Bob Ballas split to the left. Now moves in tight. Rams out of the eye. Laporte to throw over the middle. Incomplete. Ballas, the intended receiver. Well, now the Rams have to bring their punting unit with Craig Bailey on. Not much there.
And probably St. Peter's is going to go with the pump block, I would think. And South River...
How that penalty proved important. They probably could have got a first down on a run, didn't get it, and have to punt.
And again, the Rams now St. Peter's is going to get another shot. They get a good run back here. They have a shot of putting it in the end zone.
Roy Jarrett and Alberto Hernandez are back deep. Craig Bailey to punt for South River. Gets it away. Hernandez from his own 47 cuts to the outside and runs out of bounds.
Smart move. He stopped the clock right away.
Penalty flag on the play. 2:08 to play here in the first half. Wait from the call from Ray Kelton. Personal foul against South River.
Personal foul against South River.
The Rams not getting a break at all.
Rams are just taking, I think, bad penalties at the worst possible time. You don't want to give them any more of a field position, especially with the clock. You don't want to go into halftime down.
I know Coach Terry's going to dwell on it at halftime. Without a doubt. He's going to, there's nothing a coach could do about mental breakdowns. The kids just have to concentrate and not come up with these stupid mistakes.
Ball's now the Ram 32-yard line. Great position for the Cardinals to start this drive. Just 2:08 to play here in the first half. Craig Scup along with Mark Gregory. Hope you're enjoying the action over TV 35. It's homecoming next Saturday at Denny Stadium. The Rams playing host to the Ramblers of Carteret. First and 10 Cardinals. Fox to throw over the middle. It's complete to number 34, Glenn Fleming, for about 8 yards. Minute 45 to play.
Plenty of time, and South River knows that, and they're just going to have to buckle down and play good defense.
Cardinals take a timeout, stops the clock with a minute 44. And you figure without the penalty, Hernandez went out of bounds at about midfield. The Rams really just had that one good drive when Gart Smalley would have had the first down. Holding penalty 15 yards. Unsportsmanlike high 30-yard penalty. All that work erased.
The Rams defense holds here when 0-0 and not much of anything going on in the first quarter.
Cardinals had trouble scoring last week. Blanked by New Brunswick 38-0. He's had 6 points against Bishop Bar. And that was a Franklin Coleman touchdown who's not even playing tonight. So Cardinals definitely not a potent offense. 2 quarterbacks here in the first half. Started with the freshman Rich Marine. Then inserted the junior Billy Fox, who's thrown 3 interceptions already this year. So the Rams, big challenge here. They don't want to be down at all at halftime.
Not at all, because their offense is getting stopped by their mental mistakes. And they're just going to have to buckle down. Read their keys and execute.
Ball to the Ram 24-yard line. 2nd and 2. Fox back to throw. Flag down on the play. Passes through the hands of Cliff Howard. He was open. And we'll wait the penalty. Minute 40 to play now in the first half. Motion against the Cardinals. So a sarcastic roar from the Rams fan. But I think the penalties, I guess if you hold, sometimes it's your fault. There may be a questionable call, but if you hold, you really know when to blame.
True. And now the Rams get a break here. Let's see if they could turn it into something for themselves.
2nd and 7. 5-yard mark off back to the Ram 29-yard line. Big challenge for the South River defense here. So Cliff Howard wide to the right. Fox will throw on 2nd down. Scrambles out of the pocket. Lets it fly. Intercepted once again. This time by Gart Smalley. Check that, Art Diem. Number 21. The 2nd interception thrown by Billy Fox. Now has 5 on the year in 3 games. So He just lofted that one up, and that stops the clock for a minute 30.
He did. He rolled right, stopped, threw off bounds to the left side of the field, and not really a good pass to throw. He should have probably tucked that away.
Rams 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. Minute 20 remaining here in the first half. The Rams will probably run it out. Going to fumble here, and they fumble.
Craig, what did you say?
Rams have to work on their handoff.
I personally disagree and think that probably should go up top with the ball here. Give it a shot. That's just my opinion, but then again,
Tom Gargiulo takes the timeout. Rams now with a 2nd and 12. They lost to it. Bill Shateri comes on the field. They want the Rams to punt, and if they don't get any yards, they'll be punting from their own end zone.
that's exactly what I was going to say. Now, he's probably thinking, all right, they're going to run on first down. They're going to run it out. Let's call a timeout. Let's get the ball back. Let's try to do something here. He wants to go for that score. I don't see why South River is so conservative like that.
The one reason Mike Dean is out, that big play last week on 4th down, Mike just has some decent size, out with an ankle injury. So, Bill, I'm really that surprised he's staying on the ground. Rams with their fumble problem almost coughed that one up at the 5-yard line.
True. They're just going to have to. I honestly think they should go up top with the ball. Try to put it in the end zone. Get a big play.
Look at the Cardinal defense. See what Bill Shateri has in store for South River. And the Rams got to get a first down. They don't want Craig Bailey punting from his own end zone. Though he has gotten off a couple of good kicks here in the first half. See what play Bill Shateri has called. 2nd and 12 for South River. Larry Crawford straight up the middle. Brought down by number 74, Lenny Kopecki, 6'4" junior. Right now, 45 seconds to play. Crawford got a couple, so 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 for the Rams on the 10-yard line.
I think the Rams will just stay on the ground here, Mark. Probably be the final play of the first half. Half a minute to play.
I guess probably a smart move and just run the clock out. Be content with it. Come out, new half, new game.
Joe Chipkowski on left side. Gets out of bounds, stops the clock, and the Rams will have to punt now. That wasn't a smart play going out of bounds.
Now that's nothing. The players just have to realize and look at the situations themselves. You got to use your brain out there.
You got to think ahead, just like in baseball, what base you're going to throw. Football, you got to say, hey, I can't get out of bounds because that would probably wind out the clock. Otherwise, the Rams ran a play at the end where that could possibly happen. That probably shouldn't have been the case either, but nevertheless, Michael Lepore is out there. It's 4th and 9. He may not punt. Craig Bailey, the normal kicker, gets the boot away. High kick, 14 seconds. Rams will let it roll, 10 seconds. Finally touched down by Sid Crawford. Cardinals take a timeout with 7 seconds. So with Lepore back there, you always have the added dimension he could possibly throw.
True, I think that's the only reason he was stuck in there. Create a little diversion.
Got a good kick away.
Did. So the Cardinals, not being conservative, they're going to go for the score.
So the Rams will probably add another defensive back. You know, they'll be going over the top for the score. Rams defense back have played well. Eichler and Diem interception. As you see Mike Lepore come onto the field. Got Ram assistant staff under Bill Shateri this year. Ray Ruiz, Mike Lepore, Rich Marchese, Glenn O'Donnell, and Bob Gregory. Was a player, now has all the answers, the coach, right?
Yeah, right. Now he'll know what it's like to be on the other end.
So this should be the final play. Bill Shateri sends Bob Ballas, Art Diem, and Tom Eicher back deep. They're about at their own 20-yard line. As Bill Fox, the quarterback, know he's going to throw in this situation.
The defensive backfield back 15 yards off the ball, 20 yards off the ball.
Fox looking to throw over the middle, complete to Howard. Hit down by Shipkowski, 2 seconds. And that'll do it. So, not much offense here at Memorial Stadium. The score at halftime, South River nothing, St. Peter's nothing. We'll be back with third quarter action in just a moment.
One-fourth of all house fires originate in the kitchen. Countless other kitchen fires undoubtedly occurred, but were not reported. The majority of them could have been prevented.
Kate Christo, and I'm here with Cable 35. Fire Prevention Week is from October 6th to October 12th. The South River Fire Department has one of the most outstanding fire prevention programs in the state of New Jersey. With me tonight is Bruce Jensen, chairman of the South River Fire Prevention Program. Bruce, can you tell me a little bit about your program?
Yes, the South River Fire Department will be visiting the elementary schools this year, putting on demonstrations of film and teaching the children how to put fires out and what to look for in fire prevention.
I understand that you're having a demonstration on Friday night, October 11th. Can you give our audience an explanation on these events?
Yes, the South River Fire Department will be hosting the New Jersey's largest fire prevention demonstration. We have fire companies from all over the state coming to visit us and to show off their apparatus that they use. We're having snorkels, aerials, pumpers, and we're even having antiques there. That evening, we're also having a balloon launch, as we did last year. The program was so good last year that we had to keep it going. What we wanted to do this year is have the balloon launch at 8 o'clock for the boys and girls, and after 8 o'clock, about quarter after 8, we'll be having our prize drawings for the boys and girls. The prizes this year were donated by Engine Company Number 1 and Reliable Engine Company because we felt that in the past we used to give the fire extinguishers and smoke detectors to the parents, and the boys and girls who worked so hard at participating in the fire prevention program never got the gifts. So Engine Company Number 1 and Reliable Engine Company decided that they would donate money and buy the boys and girls prizes, like the boys' bicycle, the girls' bicycle, and the radios and cameras and record players, as you see.
How do the boys and girls get these prizes?
The boys and girls can be eligible to win these prizes by filling out this form here. McDonald's Corporation has given us. It's a hazard hunt worksheet. The boys and girls can take this home with them and go through their houses or apartments and look for fire hazards in their house or apartments, such as trash in the basements or in the attic or overloaded outlets. The boys and girls just have to fill out all of the questions that are asked here and fill in their name and address and telephone number at the bottom and have either their parents or a guardian sign the bottom of it. Before turning this back into the school, we request that they cut this section out over here. It's a free cheeseburger for the boys and girls from McDonald's for participating in fire prevention. On Thursday, we're asking that all of these forms be turned back into the school so that we can pick them up Thursday afternoon and cut out the section with their name and address and put it in a drum so they could become eligible for the bicycles and the other prizes that are available.
Do you think this benefits for the children?
We feel that the children are the ones that help prevent the fires in South River. We felt that if we go to the high school or the junior high school, the boys and girls won't listen as much as the younger ones do. We've found that the kindergartners through 5th grade listen to the program and like to participate in the program, and they can go home and the parents will listen to them and go around their house or apartment and look for these fire hazards. And we also give them packages every year with different fire prevention slogans and pencils and things for the boys and girls geared for their age group. Every boys and girl in South River school system will be receiving one of these packages early in the week so that they can go through it and learn more about fire prevention.
Yes, let's hear a little bit about fire prevention in the schools.
What we've been doing in the past is we've been trying to upgrade our fire prevention program. And depending upon the school and the amount of time we have and the availability of space, we have been giving films to the boys and girls to watch and a demonstration of fire extinguishers and equipment that we use. We've also had demonstrations out in their parking lots on what a fireman actually sees when he rolls into a fire scene. And what we've done in the past is put 2 firemen up on the roof of the school, and we would smoke the roof. We'd throw smoke bombs into a bucket up there.
Couldn't that be dangerous?
No, it's all under a controlled area up there. We have a man up there in full turnout gear and a Scott pack so that he won't breathe the smoke or anything. And they have 2 buckets up there so that none of the flames can get out of the bucket or anything from the smoke bomb. And it actually looks like the building is burning, but we have the children out in the parking lot and we explain to them ahead of time what we're going to do so that nobody will panic and be afraid of what's going on. We have usually have a truck stationed down 2 or 3 blocks away from the school. And when the boys and girls are told what's going to happen, we give the signal to the men on the roof to light the smoke bombs, and we radio ahead to the truck to come in with lights and sirens. And the boys and girls really can understand and see the excitement of a fire truck coming up and the aerial ladder going up and rescuing a fireman from a building.
Thank you, Bruce. This is Kate Christo with Cable 35. And remember, this is Fire Prevention Week, so please come out and support the South River Fire Department. This is this October 11th from 7 to 8:30. It'll be lots of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing you Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Every year, thousands of people across the nation died needlessly in fires. Many of these fires could have been prevented with just a few minutes of planning. Obviously, you can't plan when or where a fire will strike, but you can design a pre-fire exit plan. In the event of a fire, this simple precaution could make the difference between becoming a victim and getting out alive.
Stuff along with Mark Gregory, and Mark, usually at this point we recap the scoring, but has been done. Rams' penalty, that one drive, just heard him. Garth Smalley got the first down,
The unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
made a 30-yard mark off.
The penalties plague South River in the first half. And again, if they want to get on track, they have to play. Mentally, they can't break down. They have to concentrate and give 110%. Because right now, it looks like it's a defensive battle here. Offense is moving the ball, but not making the big play.
Plus, the Rams have started with such poor field position the last couple times, much like the Bishop Art contest.
Well, again, the Rams are just going to have to buckle down, because I think the biggest problem was the penalties. Now, take away the penalties, I think the Rams would have had a couple scores in the first quarter.
At least one. That one drive, they really looked sharp. We mentioned Garth Smalley being used a lot more in the offense. Usually the wingback, you'll catch an occasional pass, but Garth has had a couple carries, and he's run with a lot of confidence.
I think that's because teams so much are going to key on Chipkowski, and they're just going to have to use a diversion. Use Chipkowski as to create a diversion and then give it off up the middle as a counter.
So we look at the captains for South River, Joe Chipkowski and Sid Crawford, and Jimmy Hayes and Darren English for St. Peter's. Rams will receive to start the second half, so maybe the Rams can generate some offense off that first drive. Any kind of score is going to be a big play in the ball game.
It creates some excitement here. Well, I guess the Rams are just going to go with their strong runner in Chipkowski and just try to establish that outside run or that inside counter. But then again, I think they should mix it up with Smalley and use the counter. He's been impressive so far as an all-around player.
And also we should mention on defense, our DM, Tom Eicher, came up with some intercepts, and they play with a lot of confidence back there in the defensive backfield.
They do. For young kids now that Dean's out, and you got Deem, and then Dean, it's tough. You know, you get them mixed up, and they're good. And Ballas, he's a senior. He's the only senior back there. So they look pretty impressive, like you said. And the Rams' defense is, I don't think that's a problem here. I think it's the offense.
So number 22, TK Dorsey, set to kick off for St. Peter's.
Dorsey
Joe Chipkowski
for St. Peter's.
is back deep for South River along with guard Smalley. Short kick by Dorsey, fielded by Todd Check, sophomore. Got to mention that Todd Check's seen some action, and linebackers played well.
Yes, starting for Tom Chipkowski. And Tom Chipkowski is only playing offense in the fullback position. So kind of the least people you have going both ways, the better, because then they get a rest. You know, when defense is on the field, Chipkowski will be resting. The offense is on the field. Tom will be in the backfield.
Setting the Ram offense, John Murphy, the center, Nowicki and Drum are the guards. Sid Crawford and Sherman are the tackle. The wide receiver is Bob Ballas. The quarterback, Mike Lepore. The backfield, Tom Chipkowski, Joe Chipkowski. And the wingback is guard Smalley, is wide to the left. Here's Joe Chipkowski straight up the middle. Gets a couple.
Chipkowski. Stopped by McDermott.
I think this drive's important. The Rams got to establish some momentum in the game, assert themselves.
And not let the penalty stop them. And once they get that momentum, be mentally 100% and just execute, and the plays will work.
2nd and 6, that Cardinal defense. The ends are Dorsey and Fleming, Madama and Britton. The tackles, Kopecki's the nose guard. Linebackers are Hayes and English. Rams staying on the ground. It's like Todd Check gets the call, so sophomores seeing a lot of action.
Again, I think that's a smart, because then he's getting some experience now on offense and defense, building kind of for the future. You got a lot of sophomores out there.
Freshmen had a great season last year.
True. And again, this year now they have a freshman team, but with other teams consult, they do. South River does use some sophomores on the freshman squad, only with the other team, if the other team agrees, because they just don't have the kids.
The South River crowd coming to life here at Memorial Stadium. Bob Ballas now is wide to the right. Tom Chipkowski goes in motion, a flag on the play. We'll wait the call. The officials in the middle of the field. Legal procedure against South River. Rams hurting themselves. Starting the drive and now 5 yards.
Where? I did not.
May have been guard Smalley, the only I can think. He came out of his wingbacks, kind of in the slot.
Maybe he wasn't set when Chipkowski went in motion. 2 men moving might have been the call.
Attention officials, we have a problem with the score clock.
So we have an official timeout. It'll be 2nd and 12. Let's take a break. they had some problems with the clock, and the clock operator, Tom Stasiak, has it all worked out. 9:56, we hope, playing the third quarter. Called 2nd and 12 for South River first down. Off that 5-yard illegal procedure markup, Art Deem is now wide to the right. Tom Chipkowski going in motion. Pitch to Joe Chipkowski, cuts back inside, and had no help there. First man to make the hit was number 56, Jim Hayes, one of the co-captains, the outside linebacker. Via blocking, it's a great play, but Joe was kind of left alone there.
I think St. Peter's kind of anticipates that play when they Rams come out in a stack. It's been used so many times by South River, and I think by now they got that play down, scouted down pat.
No gain on play.
So 3rd and 12 now for South River. Lepore rolling out to his left. Looking deep, incomplete. So Rams will be forced to punt.
Number 81, incomplete.
Rams have a new player, Mark Noah, 81. If anybody knows who he is, let us know. So punting situation for South River. Nice call there. It just wasn't executed properly. He had his man beat.
Well, the defensive back bumped him. They got mixed up. I think if that did not happen, the pass probably would have been on the money.
So Craig Bailey has come on. Hernandez and Jarrett are back deep at their own 25-yard line. The boot from Bailey is a good one. Nice high kick. Fielded by Jarrett at his own 20-yard line. Wrestled down at the 22. Nice special teams coverage from South River.
And I saw a clip in there, not called. So St. Peter's gets a break.
John Murphy was in on that stop, number 64. So 1st and 10 Cardinals. First offensive series of the second half, starting from their own 22-yard line. That Cardinal offense is split end is Cliff Howard. The tackles Rod Britton and Richard White. The center is Joe Shellhammer, and Jim Hayes and Darren English are the guard. It's like Bill Fox will start the second half. The tailback, T.K. Dorsey, along with the other setback, Roy Jarrett, wears number 20. Alec Martin, the tight end. Stay on the ground. First, get about 2. Art Diem on the tackle as Dorsey carried.
Separating on play by Art Deem.
We'll call second down and 8 yards. 7:55 to play, third quarter, no score. Rams and Cardinals here at Memorial Stadium in New Brunswick. Cardinals out of the eye. Jarrett gets a couple. And you talk how conservative Rams are playing. The Cards are pretty conservative. Look like they have some speed in the backfield, but their plays are pretty well diagnosed.
True, they're just running right, running left. Easy keys to read. The Rams should not have any problem stopping them, and they have. And then again, you look at the other end of the spectrum there. The Rams, same thing, kind of predictable.
3rd and 5 for St. Peter's. Keep it on the ground, and they'll be shy of the first down. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. T.K. Dorsey there, stopped. So another punting situation. We've seen a lot of punts, Mark.
Yes, we have tonight. Big defensive battle here. Possibly this game could possibly be won on a defensive touchdown because the offensive teams just haven't been moving the ball.
Rams going with 10 men on the line. Joe Chipkowski, the lone back, is number 10. Dave DeFeo has come on, the sophomore, backup quarterback, handling the punting chores for St. Peter's. 6:30 to play, third quarter. Sid Crawford got a piece of that ball. Joe Chipkowski picks it up at his own 47 across the 50. And he is at about the 48-yard line. So Sid Crawford got a hand on that punt.
Almost. The Rams going with the pump block. Don't quite get it, but still they have some good field position to work with. And we'll see what their offense can produce now.
Just as you spoke, Rams may win a game on the defensive play. Sid Crawford, so close.
Special teams, you win any way you can, and special teams play such a big part, as we saw last week, the good kicking game of Bishop R, what it did to South River. And the all-county kicker, Tom Whitgood.
Official timeout on the, check that St. Peter's, and we'll take a break. No score, Rams and Cardinals. You're watching TV 35. And Rams at the Cardinal 47-yard line. Joe Chipkowski, the second back through, has running room. Wrestled down about the 39-yard line of St. Peter's. About a 8-yard pickup. We were saying during the break, Rams won a touchdown before the fourth quarter. You don't want to go in the fourth still struggling on offense.
And you don't want to have to pull out those stops, those flea flickers, and it would be nice to establish a good drive, mixing the plays up.
Full second down, long two. Joe Chipkowski once again has the first down. Across the 35 to about the 34. Len Kopecki, number 74, the junior, making the stop. They placed the ball at the 35-yard line of St. Peter's. Joe May is wide to the right. Joe May, big catch last week in the win against Bishop R. Joe Chipkowski off right tackle to about the 31-yard line. Pick up a 4. 2nd and 6. This would be a nice time to hit him with a pass. They're keen on Joe Chipkowski.
True. And let's see if the Rams will do it. Me, personally, Craig, I think the Rams are going to stay on the ground, probably run over the left side.
Defensive struggle here at Memorial Stadium. 4.5 to play. Joe Chipkowski off the left side, as Mark predicted, close to a first down. Had to get to the 25 of St. Peter's, hit back by Darren English. So we'll see where they'll place the ball. About a yard shy. 3rd and 1. Ball's at the Cardinal 26-yard line. Rams are moving on, Mark, and they got to stay away from those penalties. Big play here, keep the drive alive. Chipkowski, he did not get it. That time just too obvious. Joe, he's got to be tired.
So the Rams would probably go for the first down here, without a doubt.
No gain on the play, 4th down and a yard for the Rams.
I was surprised by that call. Fourth and a yard. Rams have to get to the St. Peter's 25-yard line for a first down and keep this drive alive. No score. Plus the Rams maybe didn't even try a pass last time. Then they would still even have a 4th and 1. Joe Chipkowski straight up the middle has the first down. Joe's got to be tired.
If I was saying, he has to be the workhorse, but I think if I was St. Peter's, stack them up. You know it's coming. They're not going to throw the ball.
Rams could be setting them up. Like last week, it looked like some plays at the end, but you know, a pass on first down really shake them up. They had about 4 or 5 consecutive carries on the ground.
They have to stick a pass in here sooner or later. They just
That really tested the secondary of Alex Martin, Roy Jarrett, and Cliff Howard.
You got to keep them honest.
Joe Shipkowski this time around the left end. He's going to lose a couple yards.
And that's going to happen.
65, Darren English, the senior on the stop.
Right there. Good opportunity to come back.
Why do you,
We're up here, we're not down on the field in the position where, pressure position, you got to call play. So you go with your game plan. That's what it comes down to.
So they lost 4 yards. I think that's a big play right there. They had a 1st and 10. Just lost 4 yards.
But if the kids execute, the play works, then it's a good call. So how do you win if you're a play caller?
Joe Shipkowski off left tackle, still driving. That's about 6 yards back. I think unofficially he's carried the last 5 times.
So there, another play to the left side. Didn't try to string it outside. It worked. They got 6 yards. It's a good call. If the kids execute, make the blocks, the play's going to work.
So ball's out at the St. Peter's 23, 3rd and 9, minute 25 remaining, 3rd quarter. Scoreless tie. Bob Ballas is wide to the right. Laporta throws. Pump swings it out to Shipkowski. It's complete. Gets across the 20. See where they spot that ball. At about the 19-yard line of St. Peter's. The Rams are going to have to go for it on 4th down. Have to get to about the 13-yard line of St. Peter's. So it's about 3rd and 6. The other Ram running back just been invisible. We haven't seen from Guard Smalley. The fullback hasn't been utilized. Joe May is now wide to the right. This probably will be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Big play. Big play in the game.
4th and 6 for South River. The poor back to throw has protection. It's dropped by Guard Smalley. Would have had the 1st down. That's a play you got to try 1st down sometimes.
Drag over the middle, clear out. All the other receivers go deep. The wingback comes across the middle. And again, good call. Pass was there. You can't catch the ball for the person, and what are you going to do? Rams drop it. They lose the opportunity. Beating themselves right there.
Looks like number 56 for St. Peter's injured on the sideline. Jimmy Hayes receiving some attention. We'll see if he'll come back in the ballgame. 15 seconds to play. 1st and 10. St. Peter's at their own 19-yard line. Fox to throw on 1st down. And they have a flag down. Looks like it could be interference against Tom Eicher.
Now that was
Flag thrown on the play.
We'll have to wait for the call, huh? Most likely, yes, interference, South River.
South River crowd not happy. Close call. It's difficult to say.
Definitely contact made. The pass was in the air, so it's a judgment call, and you go with the ref.
Good break for them. And Rams don't put the ball in the air. You don't get those beneficial penalties.
That's right. Good point.
I don't want to sound critical. It looks like the Rams have run about the 4 same plays all night long. Haven't scored, so I don't know who's benefiting from it. That was a good call for Smalley, but Laporte's pass was right on. He didn't hold on to it. 10 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. Dorsey.
So that'll be it for the 3rd quarter. The Rams had an opportunity, couldn't do it.
And with that play,
We'll be back with 4th quarter action. The score, Rams nothing, Cardinals nothing. Stay with us. So first play of the 4th quarter, 2nd and 8 for St. Peter's. Fox to throw, rolling out, looking deep. Intercepted by Tom Eicher, his second theft on the evening. So you got to be impressed with the sophomore.
Craig, impressive night, and also the Cardinals ran a curl in, down, out, and go. Typical high school pattern there.
And a good call by the Cardinals. I thought the receiver had it shot, but Eicher stepped in front of him, wanted that ball. And it was a hold-up and play, an injured Cardinal back. The ball was snapped. Bill Fox, quarterback, getting some attention off. Well, when the Rams will take over, they're at their own 39-yard line. He's had 6 interceptions in 3 games.
It's a long year. 6 interceptions.
Long year as it started.
It's going to be a long.
See what the Rams offense can do here. 11:44 to play in the ball game. Chipkowski off left tackle. Wrestled down by Russell Jackson and Darren English. Pick up a 5 by Joe. 2nd and 5. Chipkowski coming off the field, replaced by sophomore Larry Crawford. Gives us time to Crawford, straight up the middle. Close to a first down. They have it.
There was Larry Crawford on the stop on the carry.
The Rams get a first down here.
Crawford brought down in midfield. Good enough for a South River first down.
See if that play can spur the Rams on. The drive keeps alive. The basis of their offense, that tailback call.
That's right. Rams sticking with the ground game right up the middle. Getting down, getting yardage, but not making the big play.
1st and 10 South River at midfield. Joe Chipkowski off left tackle for about 3.
Joe Chipkowski on the carry.
Dragged down by number 77, Rob Madama, 5'7" senior. But Chipkowski once again comes out of the game. Larry Crawford comes on. Joe's been to workhorse, so many carries. Got to take his toll.
It has to. And one of the defenses here for either team have to be getting tired. Somebody's going to break down, and that's when the score will come.
Time Larry Crawford has some running room. Still going. Again, close to a first down.
That was Larry Crawford. Brought down by Fleming.
Glenn Fleming, number 34, making the stop. Be 3rd down, be very short for Ram first down.
It'll be 3rd and a yard for the Rams of South River.
Oh, a yard, maybe half a yard for Ram first down. 9:20 remaining in the ball game. No score. Larry Crawford has the first down and more. You get a fresh back in there, and Larry's running with confidence.
And the line blocking well, opening the holes up. They're running right up the middle. It's working. They're driving. You go with it, I guess. Not exciting, but if it works,
Keeps the drive going. You can't have any complaints. The Rams having more success off tackle as opposed to going around the end.
true. Every time Chipkowski's tried to turn the corner, he's been stopped for a loss.
It's 1st and 10 for South River.
So, looks like they'll probably come right at him again and again.
Yeah, running play, all the receivers are in tight. Joe Chipkowski off left tackle has some running room.
Big gain. Probably the biggest gain of the night.
Hit down by 56. Jim Hayes returned to the lineup. Another first down for South River. Could be a big drive because they're eating up the clock. 8:41 remaining in the ball game.
Here's where the defense for St. Peter's just has to reach down and get that extra oomph they have left in them, you know, to get that, to bear down. They just have to reach down for it.
Ball appears to be about the 25-yard line. Difficult to tell from our location. Larry Crawford has running room. Penalty flag.
We're getting down to that point.
Whenever the Rams get close. 5-yard mark off against South River. I don't know if the Rams get over anxious. They don't come close to a penalty, say their own territory, middle of the field. They get close to the goal line, everything goes wrong.
I don't know what it is, but
Motion penalty against South River.
they just can't break down. They got to keep concentrating.
And it'll be first and 15 for
So,
South River.
so this is probably a good time to put the ball up in the air.
We get that extra 5 now for the first down, 1st and 15. Back at the 30-yard line of St. Peter's. Give to Joe Chipkowski, nothing. Runs into Darren English.
Stopped by Darren English.
The Rams just hurting themselves and making a point over the years of broadcast. I know some people in the stands were thinking the officials give me a raw deal. I don't see it that way. You're committing the penalties.
Ball resting on their own.
I agree.
Maybe that pass interference one was so-so, but didn't really affect the Rams in the end. But Rams got to open it up. 7:35 to play. Larry Crawford cuts inside, upended by number 32. Darius James, some help from Joe Shellhammer. Rams a big 3rd down. 3rd and about 8. Crawford comes off, replaced by Joe Chipkowski with a play from the bench.
Greg, they're probably going to run it because they get down to a 4th down situation. They're going to go for it, or look for the run.
A good call might be that Lepore rollout where he has the option to run. He had a lot of yardage in the first half on that. 2 times he decided to run. Here's the pitch to Joe Chipkowski around the left side. Has some blocking, cuts inside, cutting back.
Chipkowski on the pitch. Dropped by.
That time Joe cutting back inside, some wise running.
The run was good.
First down.
So the Rams just using their muscle and coming off the line, beating St. Peter's at the line of scrimmage and sticking to the ground.
Ram offense looks fired up. Sid Crawford's fired up. This is the game right here, Mark. 6:45. They're eating up most of the 4th quarter. Score really looms large.
It does.
Understatement. The 1st and 10, South River. Joe Chipkowski gets the carry.
Chipkowski stopped by.
Brought down by Madama with some help from Jim Hayes.
And Fleming.
So Joe Chipkowski comes off, replaced by Larry Crawford.
Gain of yards. Second.
Joe May also leaves the ball game. 2nd and 9. Rams can get a first down, Mark, without scoring. Get about the half-yard line, it appears.
I can't.
Really difficult
Right.
to see from where we are. Give to Larry Crawford, cutting inside.
Crawford on the carry. Brought down by Kopecky.
Upended by Kopecky. Like with some help from T.K. Dorsey. The 3rd down for South River.
3rd and about 3.
Call it 3rd down and 3 yards. Substitution for St. Peter's. Cliff Howard comes off. .5:15 to play in the 4th quarter. Big series here for South River. Joe Chipkowski has come on. Close to a penalty to give to Larry Crawford off the left side. Rams fortunate to them, some motion, almost a motion penalty.
True, but he stopped and set.
Hit by the center of the corner line. We have an official timeout.
Official timeout there. Probably going to measure. It's tough for us to see anything from this vantage point.
So it looks like the Rams can get a first down. It appears to be about maybe inside the 1 yard line. The chain gang has come on. See if the Rams got the first. So inches. See what the call is here.
It'll be fourth down for the Rams and less than a yard.
Big test for the St. Peter's defense. See what call Bill Shateri has.
Big test for the South River offense. So the Rams start getting up here. The Ram fans get up, start cheering their players.
The only thing, if you give a call like to the tailback, it gives the defense more time to react to the ball carrier. I don't think they'll go with a quarterback sneak. Possible. So less than a yard. 4:45 to play, fourth quarter. Lepore, the quarterback under John Murphy. Joe Chipkowski
Chipkowski on the carry.
appears to have it. The only thing is where the officials mark the ball. So he's not in the end zone. So if he has, it'll be first and goal for South River. Clock stop with 4:36.
And we're going to have another measurement.
Sid Crawford thinks they have it, but
Sure, it was only inches. He fell forward. Unless they gave a bum mark against the Rams, he should have the first down.
it's not the kind of thing you want to so close. And Rams have the first, so first and goal for South River.
I don't even see why. Well, it was close, but
Inside the Cardinal 1.
To make sure, so such a tight situation. So this is the ball game right here for the Rams. They got to get on the board.
eating up most of the clock.
Had the ball the whole fourth quarter. The first and goal, South River. Clock winding down. 4.5 to play. Backfield, Tom Chipkowski, Joe Chipkowski, and guard Smalley. Joe Chipkowski off left tackle. Did not get in. The way it looks, Mark, we're so far away, is like, where's the ball actually? You know? It's so hard to...
We're watching the monitor right now.
Still can't see.
No.
You know, we mentioned before the game, they had a game here last night, Sebers and the Bulldogs in Matari. The way the field's aligned, you can, from where we are in the press box, even up the stand, you cannot see the goal line, really. It's so light.
There's no indication.
So the Rams another try, second and goal, 3:45 to play in the ball game. Joe Chipkowski on the handoff, touchdown, South River. Rams finally break the snide. His fourth touchdown on the year. The Rams lead at 6-0 with 3:38 to play.
The Rams keeping it on the ground the whole drive. Overcame the penalty. And this time converted to put the Rams ahead.
Joe's fourth on the year. Now has 24 points, leads the Rams in scoring. That extra point here would be nice. Still some time left.
He has
St.
all
Peter.
their scoring.
So Mike Lepore will try the extra point. Jim Makowitz will hold.
Makowitz to hold, Lepore to kick.
It's up by Lepore, and it is good. So we'll take a break. 3:38 to play. Rams lead the Cardinals 7-0.
The Rams of South River 7, the Cardinals of St. Peter's 0. Hernandez and Jarrett. Go!
The Mike Lepore set to kick off for South River. As Dorsey and Hernandez are back deep. Rams need a good kickoff here. Can't give the Cardinals too good field position. Boot by Lepore, taken by the up back. Fleming runs straight up the middle. Late penalty flag. And see what the flag is, Mark. Legal block below the waist, looks like, against St. Peter. So a big break for the Rams, setting the Cardinals back a bit.
So, Craig, looking back at the drive of the Rams, not one pass thrown. Didn't get any breaks as St. Peter's not penalized. Just the Rams, the 1 5-yard penalty.
I think when we talk about sometimes the drive, if you can stay on the ground and score, that's great. But if you're, like we went to the fourth quarter and we had no score here, you have to say, well, maybe you got to mix it up or just, not run Joe Chipkowski all the time. But I guess in the end, right now, it worked out well. Fox back to throw over the middle, incomplete. But he's got to throw. This club down 7-0, 3:15 to play.
He's thrown 3 interceptions tonight. Not probably a little hesitant in himself, not too confident.
2nd and 10 for St. Peter's. Starting from their 14-yard line. Cliff Howard, wide to the right. Got Tom Eicher on him, who's got an interception already. Art Diem's the safety. Mackwood's the other defensive halfback. Fox back to throw, rolling out. Complete to Howard. Stripped of the ball, it's loose, and South River has it. South River ball, big play. You got to be impressed with that secondary. Couple interceptions. Got the pass, but a nice hard tackle.
Again, the Rams. Turnovers, a hurt team. Look at Rutgers today. 7 turnovers. So,
The Rams have the ball. 1st and 10 on the Cardinals.
Craig,
20.
real quick here. Giants, Cowboys. Who do you like?
Oh, man. Get them, Cowboys are due. They lost twice last year to the Giants. But too many Giant fans in South River. I'm not going to say anything against them. Rams staying on the ground. Tom Chipkowski at time.
Tom Chipkowski on the carry.
Gets about 3 or 4. Finally wrestled down by Alec Martin. We haven't seen much from Tom, but a nice carry there.
Sure, and the Rams will probably keep it on the ground now here. Definitely. Run out the clock. Look for St. Peter's to call a couple timeouts. And the most important thing is to get that first down and keep going. Oh, pretty close.
We're going to give the Cardinals back the ball. Just 2:15 to play in the ball game. Crawford in at tailback. Todd Check, the fullback now. Lepore calling signals. Larry Crawford straight up the middle. Finally wrestled down by number 77, Rob Madama. And Rob, you got to be impressed, Mark, with Larry Crawford, the sophomore. Runs with confidence. We saw him in the scrimmage. We saying a couple times maybe afraid of getting tackled, but not the case once the regular season started.
No. Got that. He's fired up, wants that score. And if right now the Rams could, ice it right here.
Minute 35 to play. 3rd and 3 for South River. Tom Eicher has come on as wingback. Get to Crawford. Larry close to the first down. Official timeout stops the clock with 1:10. Check that. St. Peter's will take a timeout. Rams got the first down.
Crawford picks up the first down for the Rams.
And so Larry Crawford has come on here in the second half. Rams trying for another score.
It'll be 1st and goal for South River.
Rams just seem to get all their confidence. Came in the fourth quarter and the drive started to work.
True, I guess the line coming off doing a better job, opening the holes up. You got a big line, Crawford and Sharon.
not to really sound cruel against the Rams. The Rams were driving the first quarter, but that penalty, we keep bringing it up. That double penalty killed that Ram drive. Would have been a first down by guard Smalley. Bill Shuteri out there with his squad. Rams trying to go 2-0 on the year. Win their first road game on the year.
Next week, we have Metuchen, Carter Red, homecoming.
Carteret's 0-2 going into this weekend. Lost last week to Kenilworth.
Then we have Metuchen in Highland Park.
That's the key to the schedule. It's 2 games away at Highland Park and Metuchen. I'll tell what kind of team the Rams have, what kind of season the Rams have.
Highland Park, highly rated, the home news top 10. And
Rams lost to Metuchen last year. Of course, Metuchen beaten bad by New Brunswick Friday night here.
New Brunswick had to rely on the big play, though. Getting a couple fumble recovery, a long run.
First and goal for the Rams.
So first and goal. Rams at the Cardinal 9. Here's Larry Crawford off left side. Wrestled down by number 74, Len Kopecki. Big kid, 6'3" junior, 206 pounds. Cardinal stops the clock with 59 seconds. Bill Shuteri once again trots onto the field. So we'll take a break, just 59 seconds of play. Rams lead at 7-0. Stay with us.
One more left. Second and goal for the Rams. On second down, the give goes again to Larry Crawford up the middle. Again, final after a gain of a couple. And again, the clock release.
That was Larry Crawford on the carry.
They're out of timeouts, and they may be the clock moving down under 50 seconds. To the center of
So now 45 seconds to play. The Rams will go for a score, just content to let it run.
Just be content to let it run out.
I remember last year what happened when the score was, some people claim, run up. So now 26 seconds to play. Crawford runs right into the middle of the line, wrestled down by number 67, Russell Jackson. 9 seconds. So Rams are just going to let it run down. 4 seconds. That'll do it. The Rams come away with the victory, 7-0. And we'll be back with a wrap-up of the final score here from Memorial. South River 7, St. Peter's 0.